Good morning, my dear brothers.
Good morning, brother.
Welcome back to our biomedical ethics class. In our last class, we tried to understand, from the title, moral responsibility regarding human life and dignity. That was the title of the chapter, and underneath we had seen man as a co-partner, co-partner or co-worker, with the Creator, with God. Today we are with the final subtitle of the chapter called Moral Responsibility regarding Human Life and Dignity. That is, man as co-creator and steward with God. Man as co-creator and steward with God. God created man to be co-creator. This distinguished man from every other creature on earth. And God built into man the capacity, drive and motive necessary for creative acts. Further, God supplied raw materials, that is called, that we have here on this earth: soil, sun, sea, air, water, seeds, plants, animals, etc., etc. Oils. Have we ever realized that in making us a worker, that is what you call a co-creator or a stewards, in his vineyard, God has given us a share in that universal providence by which He governs the human race. Realize that no matter what the nature of your work, you are collaborating with omnipotence and helping Him with His divine providence. We are all God's co-adjutor. As I said, we are all stewards. We are workers, but then we all have the partnership in God's creation, also called, we are also co-creator, in the sight of God, that we collaborate, we work in His garden or in His vineyard for the growth and betterment of this society, growth of this world together. We are not alone. We are not alone. We have a creator. We have a creator, and we are all what you call His creatures, that here on earth we live, and we are given the responsibility to take care, the sun, moon, water, oil, plants, animals, etc., etc. They are all made for our use, that we may have a fruitful life here on this earth. We may enjoy our life, but at the same time be responsible to the nature that God has entrusted to us, being a steward and a co-creator with God. Humans are created by God to be co-creators in the creation that God has purposefully brought into being. The word created thus relates to being created by God as part of the evolutionary reality. The word co-creator reflects the freedom of humans to participate in fulfilling God's purposes. The paradigm of the created co-created is Jesus Christ, who reveals that the essential reality of humans has never been outside God. We all collaborate and participate in the divine plan, the divine work of God, that whom He revealed Himself through His Son, Jesus Christ, that we read in the New Testament. The Word became flesh and lived among us. The Word became flesh that took the human form, that is Jesus Christ, and He lived among us. So we are called to what you call participate and be His collaborator, in His divine work, in His vineyard. So without God, outside God, we can't think of, because we are all created in His own image and likeness. So we are all children of God. We represent another God in this world where we live. Same time, we have the responsibility. We are all co-workers, stewards in His vineyard. We believe that the creation is a gift from God to humanity to till and subdue. Genesis 2:15. The earth was given to human beings by God, the Creator, to inhabit with creativity and responsibility. And in this regard, in the words of Pope Benedict XVI, he would say, it is essential to sense that the earth is our common home. We know these days a lot of what you call encyclicals and talks are going about climatic change. We do a lot of research on our Mother Earth. Keep on building, constructing buildings and buildings, digging the earth and what you call destroying you what you call uproot the trees, plants, not only in the forest, in what you call in our own area, in urban or in the city, in the roadside, that which are there, you simply remove to extension of your roads or what you call extension of your house or other what is now they say multi-city, what multinational company. That is one side. They want to work smart cities. Now we are thinking about smart cities in India, which means a lot of buildings and companies, big supermarkets. Everything is going to come. Now where they are going to take place? They don't know what you call separate place, or everything is going to be inside the city. So they are looking for a fresh land and a new place. Wherever trees are there, sure that they have to be removed. They have to be removed. So we are doing damage, bringing a big destruction to our common home. That is our Mother Earth. Our common home is our Mother Earth, where we live with our technology, with the progress. We need technology, progress, etc., but not at the cause or destroying our common Mother Earth. Other day, Madras High Court, or it was a branch, Madurai High Court, which is the branch of Madras High Court, asked those who are constructing roads or some companies, I don't get exactly. Well, you have removed so many trees. So in return, how many plants you have planted? Give me the account. Give me the account. That is a common case that came to came to the court, and the court raised a issue by herself, asking the man who uprooted, who built the road, or I don't know exactly the bridges. Okay, you have removed, destroyed so many trees. In return, how many plants you have planted? Give me the account. Show me. So man has to if he has not built, if he has not constructed, if he are not planted, surely he had to do it and show the proof that he had already replanted. So we are all worried about our Mother Earth. No, it is not enough that you leave and go. We have to think about our future, our next generation, our own children, those who are married, friends, relatives who are small kids now. Sure, they are going to live another 100 more years. We are already 30s and 40s. Our lifespan is those who are strong, 80, and those who are less, 70, 75. As it says in the bravery we read. Those who are strong, you can live about 80. Of course, it depends on the country and the people. There are people who are strong, work in the field and work, eat hygiene, good food and etc. They live without any problem. There are people in China, Japan, they are above 100 years, and even in India there are good many people who are living beyond 100 years, 105, 110 in Kerala, in Tamil Nadu. There are, because they all worked in the field. They don't have any disease. They have no sugar, no cholesterol, nothing. They are healthy. They are very healthy. So what I want to say is, with our development, saying science and technology, etc., we are doing a big damage to our common home, where we are also responsible. We are all co-creator. We are all stewards on the sight of God, that we have the responsibility to care our common home, our Mother Earth. You can't simply speak of supermarkets and smart cities and destroy everything and leave only bricks and paint there. No. There is no fresh air because there is no tree. There is no tree. No, there is no tree. Don't see any greenery. It's only full of buildings. Only full of buildings. Good. So, Pope Benedict says that it is essential to sense that the earth is our common home, which requires our stewardship and service to all. The understanding of creation as gift implies the exercise of dominion of love in stewardship as against irresponsible use of nature. As I said, now they are also thinking of 6 lanes from Chennai to Salem that connects not exactly Bangalore route. Already we have 4 lanes. Now they want to bring up another 6 lanes. Imagine the length of space they need, and in some kilometers, 5 to 10 kilometers, they have to destroy the mountain. They have to destroy before reaching Salem, they have to destroy the mountain, and they have to occupy the farmers' land. Farmers' land. The farmers would not do that. They said, no, you develop whatever you want, but not at the cost of taking away. Of course, they may be refunding something, but it is not equal to the land that the loss. Imagine I have 3 acres of land and they are taking, so much they need. So much they need, and the house, everything will go. And to build these days a new house, you know how many lakhs it will take? No, it's not that easy. So many farmers, that what you call 10 kilometers distance, whatever the field and farmers' houses are there, they are with the black flag protesting against the Tamil Nadu government not to go for it. You do it some other location or some other route. They do some other location. Then the kilometer may be extended. Kilometer may be extra kilometers they may have to take. So this may be shortcut, avoiding 5-10 kilometers less. So they have to dig the mountain. Also they have to take away the farmers' land. So they are against the government. But still the case is pending. The case is still pending. They don't know what to do. The chief minister and the government says, no, we need development, we need good communication, transport. No, it will take 5-6 hours taking another route. This may be 2 or 3 hours, 6 lanes. Simply you go very fast, and you reach in no time. So they are planning this, so for the commercialization. It's very easy to communicate Chennai capital and so not only in Tamil Nadu, there are many other cities. What about the bullet train? We had the promise of bullet train from the central government, and the loan that was promised from Japan, I think, I don't know, Japan or China or Korea, I don't know exactly. Ever since they learned that to build the track, especially for the special lane for a bullet train, so many farmers' land are to be occupied. Now they have stopped, refused to give a loan to India on this project. That is what many newspapers that came out, the news which they are supposed to, they have promised the loan to build a fresh track for the bullet train. It needs a special lane, not run on the same. It runs about 400-500 kilometers per hour, 400-500 kilometers. So it needs a special lane, and it should be fenced. No crossing, no bullock cart or buffalo cow or man, nothing. Should be fully well fenced from the beginning till the end. No signal, no nothing. It is free. So it goes at the speed of 450-500 kilometers. So the country which promised loan to India, now they have stopped because a lot of issues were there in central government in taking away farmers' land. They are promised from, I don't know, Mumbai to Delhi or Mumbai to, I don't know exactly, Ahmedabad, Gujarat, since the Prime Minister was from there. They are promised, they have planned, they may execute slowly, but at the end of doing harm to our common home. Well, that is what you do, but then without destroying our mountains and trees, or replace them, immediately replace them with another, because we need, if you are going on cutting away trees and mountains, there will be nothing at the end to show our children. We have to take to the museum, this is the mountain, this is the tree, because we have no real mountain and we have no tree there. That's what happening these days. That's what happening. So we need to protect and guard, because we are all co-creators and we are stewards, working in God's vineyard. Now, for John Paul II, this fundamental truth requires that natural resources be considered as gifts that have potentials to enrich human life and should be developed, not manipulated. We can't misuse the natural resources. There are many countries in Africa and other, even in India also. We have minerals, petroleum and there are good, costly minerals. So in some countries they misuse. They misuse it. In Europe also, in Venezuela, one of the richest countries supposed to be. They have petroleum, plenty of petroleum, but they sell for a low price. I don't know. The politicians they sell low price to states. I don't know exactly, but then the country is poorer than any one of the country, poorer than India or Bangladesh. Yeah. They have a lot of minerals, a lot of resources from the nature, but they are not using it properly. Some politicians, only for their power and their growth, they sell it to some private country, private partners or private companies there in states, in other countries, and they get that money and they leave. They never develop, the country. Venezuela, you search in the internet, people are lacking food. They are lacking one meal and they are lacking medicine. A lot of issues are going on against the president, but then nobody is there to dare raise a question. They are one of the poorest country. They have a lot of resources, materials, minerals, petroleum. What about UAE? United Arab Emirates. They have a lot of minerals, petroleum. We buy the petrol from the result. It is growing so much richer and richer. No, richer and richer. Whereas Venezuela, they also have the same natural resources, but they are not able to make use properly, or they are not able to make use for the country's benefit, growth, but they are the individual. Only those who are in charge, minister, they do it for them and they have their own benefit. So people are in really at most poverty. They don't have even a good meal to eat. You see how they are, they are struggling for a medicine. No supermarkets, no proper medicine they have. So that way we can consider our countries, Asian countries are much better, much better. So it's a misuse and manipulated, just because of one man. The politicians, they manipulate and they only look for their common, they don't look for the common good, only for their personal, their family. So people are there suffering like anything. We have more information when you browse in the internet, other papers, type out Venezuela, one of the countries, Latin American countries, you find how people are struggling for a meal per day, Thus, dominion empowers human beings to acknowledge the truth about creation and to give thanks for the gift that I have taken from what you call the encyclical Redemptor Hominis, article number 10. This is why dominion implies a vocation which consists in stewardship. Hence, in the use of the resources, nature, human dependence on God, and the fact that the entire creation is a gift from God must be appreciated. We are be always grateful, thankful to God for the wonderful gift of nature, the common home, our motherland, that which we are enjoying today. The creation story shows that the Creator looked upon His creation and saw that it was good. We have referenced so many in Genesis. It also reveals to us that not only is everything God created good, but also that creation itself reflects the magnificence of God's work. The psalmist eloquently describes a profound experience of God's creative power and a sense of the awesome responsibility of the human creature. Thus he says, "When I see the heavens, the work of your hands, the moon and the stars which you arranged, what is man that you should keep him in mind? Mortal man that you care for him?" He is a man. After 78 years he is going to die. Why you need so much care? Why you need so much care? Yet, you have made him little less than a God, stewards, co-creators, co-partners, with glory and honor, and dignity. In other words, in our moral theology context, you can use the word dignity because He created in His own image. Glory and honor, you crowned him, gave him power over the works of your hand, gave him power, the authority to rule, to subdue, to control the motherland, but not to destroy it. Put all things under His feet. So I'm saying, other day we said, if you are standing here, if you are living in this campus, the land which is under your feet, it belongs to you, this campus or this particular house. You are the owner. You are the owner, you are the each man responsible in charge of that land. All of them, sheep and cattle, yes, even the savage beasts, birds of the air and fish that make their way through the waters. Okay, this is what psalmist would describe about, this is how psalmist would describe about what you call the importance or what you call the God's creation, of course, as what you call man as co-creator, co-worker, what you call steward in the sight of God. Okay. Nevertheless, it is God's creation of mankind that completes the created order in such a way that He pronounced it to be very good. Each time when He says, "Let there be sun and moon," He says, it is good that what you call man could enjoy at the end. After each creation, after 6 days, He found it good. After creating moon, stars, water, fish, animals, plants, etc., etc., if God found it good, without them, we can't imagine. Without fish, without plants, without animals, we need them. We need them for our survival. So God found it everything good. At the end, He created man so that a man could enjoy, have his control and subdue over all that He created. The Catechism of the Catholic Church says that man is the summit of Creator's work as the inspired account expresses, by clearly distinguishing the creation of man from that of the other creatures. That is number 383, 383, that God found it where that what you call humans were very important, comparing to other living animals or living creatures, and he considered human beings as worth, as worth and very important, precious in his sight. As the summit of God's creation, man reflects God, in which enables us to know God, the world, and ourselves. We are also endowed with the powers of freedom and imagination that allow us to reflect upon our own experience here on this earth, choose a course of action, and thus become cooperators or co-workers in the work of God's creation. Hence, we become co-creators with God. This privilege bestows on us a dignity that surpasses other creatures, precisely because we can participate spiritually in God's creativity in a manner that far exceeds the merely physical capacities of other creatures. Okay? Now, the point is, the earth was created to assist us in our progression toward eternal life. Okay? Again, the earth provides plants and animals for food, for human beings, for the growth, for the sustaining. The earth provides for our needs such as energy and beauty. Suppose you go to what you call a beautiful river or a waterfall, sure, you will stand there and have a snap, a click, because the background is beautiful, attractive. It's a waterfall, waterfall. It's a natural waterfall from the mountain. It's the beauty of God's creation. God's creation and beauty. We are to manage the earth by tilling, protecting and preserving it. When you want to cultivate the land, we have to plow it, we have to till it. We have to prepare the land. Of course, once you put the what you call paddy or sugar cane, whatever, sure, you take care. You just don't abandon it. You remove the weeds, give them water. Again, give the medicine, and you have the harvest. And you have the harvest at the end. Also, you protect and preserve it for your next generation. It's not enough that you cultivate and you finish and you destroy the land and go. No, you also have to think about your future generation. Maybe your juniors who are coming. Maybe your juniors who are coming. I'm sure when you use your cupboards and the coats and materials that are there, not that after you use, you just throw it in the dustbin or break them and leave so that they can buy next one. No, we leave it. You protect it, use it, with responsibility, freedom, but you hand it over to your next generation when they come. Sure, the projector, the benches that are here. Once you finish your class, you don't destroy and go. You have to leave it for your next group, your juniors. The faculty cannot buy every year, new benches and new chairs. They can't buy. So you have to leave it, use it so that others can use it. Now, in his encyclical letter on the care of creation, Pope Francis raises the spiritual dimension of the relationship between creativity and power. Humanity has entered a new era in which our technical powers has brought us a crossroads, he says. On the one hand, technology has remedied countless evils which used to harm and limit human beings. In the case of any sickness, any operation, technology has helped so much, to recognize, to see if you have cancer, if you are suffering from that particular disease, immediately gives you treatment, immediately gives you medicine, immediately it helps you to cure, come out of your sickness. We have to admire. That is what Pope Francis says. Technology has remedied countless evils, which used to harm and limit human beings. That is Laudato Si, that is what he call Pope Francis' second encyclical on the care of our common home, or care of creation, Laudato Si. In article number 1 or 2, we read that. On the other hand, our immense technological development has not been accompanied by development in human responsibility, values and sciences. That is 105, we read that. And this has sometimes diminished humanity rather than raise it up. Okay? With tremendous gift of human creativity comes a great responsibility matching the power of the human mind with our role as stewards, as collaborators, or what you call co-creator of what belongs to God, the Creator, is the exercise of our discipleship or stewardship or co-worker, co-creator. As disciples, we act in collaboration with the will of God for effecting His plan for the world and its people. So with this I want to conclude this particular point, man as co-creator and steward with God. Okay. So with this we complete this particular chapter called moral responsibility regarding human life and dignity. Okay. Any questions you can ask after the class. Also you can write to me and we'll have some dialogue, some conversation with regard to this topic and some doubts. So welcome back, my dear brothers. Now we have completed the previous chapter called moral responsibility regarding human life and dignity. Now we have a new chapter, stem cells, stem cell research or stem cells. So before we get into this chapter, I have 3 short video clips that will help us or enlighten us, have some idea, basic knowledge about what is stem cell. Now, sure, I will in coming classes I will I will explain. But watching these 3 clips, it will help us to have some basic knowledge what is stem cell or stem cell research. Now we shall see the following 3 clips about the stem cells.
The human body contains organs such as bones, the brain, heart, and reproductive organs. The basic cells that give rise to all of the different cells in these organs are called stem cells. One type of stem cell is an egg cell from a woman that has been fertilized by a sperm from a man. This single cell, called a zygote, is the first cell in a developing human being. It's also called a totipotent stem cell because it can form any type of cell in the body, as well as the umbilical cord and placenta. After a zygote has divided a few times, it becomes an early-stage embryo called a blastocyst. Embryonic stem cells come from the cells inside the blastocyst. Embryonic stem cells are pluripotent. This means they can form any cell in the body, but not the cells in the umbilical cord or placenta. In the lab, embryonic stem cells are donated from leftover embryos created during in vitro fertilization. In vitro fertilization is a procedure to help a woman become pregnant. Another type of stem cell is an adult stem cell. Small groups of these cells are found in some organs, such as the skin, after birth and into adulthood. Adult stem cells are multipotent. This means they can only become a few different cell types related to the organ where they're found. For example, the skin contains a small number of adult stem cells that can divide to create new skin adult stem cells. Or they can become more specialized skin cells to replace those that are lost due to cell aging or damage. In the lab, scientists can now induce or cause a regular body cell, such as a skin cell, to change into a pluripotent stem cell. Like embryonic stem cells, these induced pluripotent stem cells can become any type of cell in the body. Scientists study stem cells to learn how and why they become many different types of cells. the future, these cells may be used to regrow tissues and organs that have been damaged by injury or disease. Stem cell therapy is a procedure that uses stem cells to treat a disease or condition. Currently, stem cell therapy only treats diseases and cancers of the blood. In leukemia, for example, the patient's bone marrow makes many abnormal white blood cells that can't do their job to fight infection. Over time, these abnormal cells crowd out the production of healthy white blood cells. In stem cell therapy for leukemia, called hematopoietic stem cell transplantation, a doctor will take a sample of blood or bone marrow from the patient or a donor. In some cases, donor blood may come from a baby's umbilical cord after it's born. These tissue samples contain healthy hematopoietic or blood-forming stem cells. Then, doctors will give the patient chemotherapy drugs or use radiation to kill the abnormal white blood cells and their stem cells. Once the abnormal cells are gone, the doctor will transplant the healthy hematopoietic stem cells from the tissue samples into the patient. These healthy stem cells will make new blood cells, including normal white blood cells, which will allow the body to fight off infections.
Imagine two people are listening to music. What are the odds that they are listening to the exact same playlist? Probably pretty low. After all, everyone has very different tastes in music. Now, what are the odds that your body will need the exact same medical care and treatment as another person's body? Even lower. As we go through our lives, each of us will have very different needs for our own health care. Scientists and doctors are constantly researching ways to make medicine more personalized. One way they are doing this is by researching stem cells. Stem cells are cells that are undifferentiated, meaning they do not have a specific job or function. While skin cells protect your body, muscle cells contract, and nerve cells send signals, stem cells do not have any specific structures or functions. Stem cells do have the potential to become all other kinds of cells in your body. Your body uses stem cells to replace worn-out cells when they die. For example, you completely replace the lining of your intestines every 4 days. Stem cells beneath the lining of your intestines replace these cells as they wear out. Scientists hope that stem cells could be used to create a very special kind of personalized medicine, in which we could replace your own body parts with, well, your own body parts. Stem cell researchers are working hard to find ways in which to use stem cells to create new tissue to replace the parts of organs that are damaged by injury or disease. Using stem cells to replace damaged bodily tissue is called regenerative medicine. For example, scientists currently use stem cells to treat patients with blood diseases such as leukemia. Leukemia is a form of cancer that affects your bone marrow. Bone marrow is the spongy tissue inside your bones where your blood cells are created. In leukemia, some of the cells inside your bone marrow grow uncontrollably, crowding out the healthy stem cells that form your blood cells. Some leukemia patients can receive a stem cell transplant. These new stem cells will create the blood cells needed by the patient's body. There are actually multiple kinds of stem cells that scientists can use for medical treatments and research. Adult stem cells, or tissue-specific stem cells, are found in small numbers in most of your body's tissues. Tissue-specific stem cells replace the existing cells in your organs as they wear out and die. Embryonic stem cells are created from leftover embryos that are willingly donated by patients from fertility clinics. Unlike tissue-specific stem cells, embryonic stem cells are pluripotent. This means that they can be grown into any kind of tissue in the body. A third kind of stem cells is called induced pluripotent stem cells. These are regular skin, fat, liver, or other cells that scientists have changed to behave like embryonic stem cells. Like embryonic stem cells, they too can become any kind of cell in the body. While scientists and doctors hope to use all of these kinds of stem cells to create new tissue to heal your body, they can also use stem cells to help understand how the body works. Scientists can watch stem cells develop into tissue to understand the mechanisms that the body uses to create new tissue in a controlled and regulated way. Scientists hope that with more research, they can not only develop specialized medicine that is specific to your body, but also better understand how your body functions, both when it's healthy and when it's not.
Imagine a world where incurable diseases can, in fact, be cured. Where failing hearts can be strengthened without surgical transplants or donor organs. Where victims of devastating diseases like ALS can receive effective treatment and hope. This is the promise of regenerative medicine. Science has long known that the human body responds to injury and disease by attempting to heal itself. Regenerative medicine accelerates this natural healing process by harnessing advances in biology, immunology, and other sciences to restore health and function to damaged tissues and organs.
The regenerative medicine is truly a game changer.
If we can take a patient's own cells and get them working on the patient's problem, we could have a tremendous amount of impact on the care of medicine.
This is something we need now. We see, this is the end of the line for a lot of patients for some wounds, and I think this is something that's very easily translatable to the bedside.
Recognizing the vast potential of this emerging field, Mayo Clinic has established the Center for Regenerative Medicine. The center serves as a catalyst for the entire Mayo enterprise, advancing the practice of regenerative therapies across medical and surgical specialties, educating the next generations of physicians and scientists, and addressing patients' unmet needs with next-generation solutions. Many patients are already benefiting from proven regenerative therapies. For example, physicians use materials from the patient's own body to assist in the healing process. Dr. Rafael Sierra uses a similar approach when treating certain patients with osteonecrosis of the hip. Osteonecrosis is essentially the death of bone material, sometimes caused by the use of chemotherapy in cancer patients.
It's a very simple procedure where we take bone marrow concentrate that's obtained from the iliac crest of patients with osteonecrosis, and through a hip decompression, that's a trocar and a sleeve that's placed into the femoral head, we're able to deliver these cells into the dead bone. With the hopes of regenerating, but most importantly, to improve pain. These patients have a lot of pain, and the pain improves with the decompression procedure, and it seems to be even further improved with the injection of the bone marrow concentrate. This is a step towards trying to hopefully treat a problem that, for the most part, has been untreatable for many decades.
These regenerative therapies are meeting patients' needs today. And Mayo physicians and researchers have many new ideas in the pipeline. In another trial, cultured stem cells are being used to heal painful perianal fistulas in patients with Crohn's disease.
We have about 500,000 patients in the U.S. who have Crohn's disease. About 20% of those will have perianal fistulas, and we really have no good treatment currently for that problem. So this trial is really designed to help wound healing in those patients who have this bad problem of fistulas. Now in surgery, we have a lot of patients who have trouble with wound healing. So I'm very excited about the ability of regenerative medicine to help patients that we struggle with on a daily basis, patients with terrible infections, patients who've had burns, patients who've had major cancer surgery and have huge tissue loss, trauma patients. All these patients may benefit from a program that allows the body's own cells to regenerate and replace that normal tissue. in patients that have tremendous tissue loss. So it's a very exciting area for me as a surgeon in an area that I struggle with almost on a daily basis.
Dr. Stephen Moran is researching how regenerative medicine can help heal wounds to skin and tendons through the use of spherically engineered bioscaffolds.
Chronic wounds is a huge issue in the United States. It's a $4 billion cost to the American public in terms of managing these things. And they develop from all kinds of different traumas, whether it's burns or chronic wounds, diabetic wounds, patients that have poor blood supply to the tissue. And what we've been working on specifically in our lab is a type of scaffolding that not only causes new skin to grow, but also increases the blood supply.
Another promising Mayo trial works with patients suffering from amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, also known as ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease. This devastating disease destroys nerve cells in the brain and spinal column, eventually leading to paralysis and death. Once again, a Mayo team is testing a cell-based therapy using stem cells harvested from the patient's own body fat. In the lab, these stem cells are isolated and multiplied, then injected back into the patient's spinal fluid.
We are using mesenchymal stem cells, also known as MSCs, to treat ALS. The hope with this therapy is that MSCs will help protect the neurons that are there. So the idea is to slow the disease course, hopefully to the point where it stops, but any improvement in the disease course would be great from our standpoint. So the thought behind how MSCs can help in ALS is twofold. One, the MSCs are known to release growth factors that are protective for motor neurons. The second aspect of MSC therapy is that it changes the immune system, and it's become really more clear over time that the immune system does play a role in the progression of ALS. Our current therapy with regards to stem cells and ALS is really of a neuroprotective strategy. We're trying to keep the cells alive as long as possible. I think the future for regenerative medicine and neurology is to be able to replace the neurons, actually bring in new neurons that are able to make connections and improve function over time.
These examples illustrate that regenerative medicine has the potential to transform the practice of medicine, meeting patients' needs across ages, lifespans, and disease types. And this is just the beginning. There is so much more that can be done.
Regenerative medicine is not based on a singular technology. In fact, a number of technologies are being developed. We are speaking of a regenerative medicine toolkit as it's being evolving. And it's not only focused on one patient population. We're really able to address conditions from very young, the infants, congenital diseases in other words, all the way to our aging population and degenerative diseases that come with age, such as heart failure, diabetes, cancer, neurological disorders. What we have already seen are significant successes with regenerative medicine. Let's say in hematology, patients with leukemia, lymphomas, myelomas are treated today through regenerative procedures very differently than when I was a medical student. We're truly able to speak of cures in many of the cases that patients have been treated. It's truly an exciting field. It's an exciting field because we are first of all learning how our own body heals, and we are leveraging that understanding. We're harnessing essentially the innate ability of self-repair to indeed help the body heal from within.
Curing the incurable with low-impact, non-invasive therapies, creating a better quality of life for patients of all ages, providing hope. At Mayo Clinic, we believe that this is the promise and the future of regenerative medicine.